All right, all right. So Nikki Haley has just taken the L in New Hampshire. New Hampshire was looking to be her real step to ascendancy with the recent polling that was, all clamoring for her. She was just a point behind in one major poll. And no, not a point behind. I did not say Shiva. Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, nobody's watching. Shut up.
Nobody's watching you. Now go away. So, in recent discussion regarding Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the broader political landscape, there was a focus on AOC's perspective with regards to her, how do I put it? Her
tenacity?
No, not tenacity. Her lack of tenacity. So she'll speak out, speak out. She'll type something in X or formerly Twitter. She'll type something there for the Palestinian cause, but then she'll go right behind the guy who's funding the rampant slaughter of Palestinians, Genocide Joe. So there has been this major focus now on that perspective of hers of inconsistency. She highlighted the tenacity for people to overly identify with political candidates, emphasizing her deceptive advocacy.
Hey, I love AOC.
That support. Hey, I'm talking.
Hey, I love AOC because she is transparent. You can see right through her, can't you?
Shut up. That supporting a candidate doesn't mean that they must embody every aspect of one's beliefs. Bullshit. There's Dr. Shiva actually running right now, and I fucking love his fucking platform all the way. Anti-Zionist, anti-COVID 1984. You'll get some of the anti-COVID 1984 with RFK Jr. You'll get some of the anti-Zionism with Cornel West. You'll get it all in Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai. Look him up, people. Give him your support. The conversation then shifted to AOC's, endorse this just hypocritical endorsement of Joe Biden, and the explosive criticism surrounding it, particularly in the context of Biden's support for Israel's actions in Gaza, just doing this rampant genocide. It was pointed out to her that the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, this was pointed out to her that Joe Biden is funding it. She was confronted with that head on. And why did my screen freeze?
Oh, well, you're still on anyway, so just go for it.
No, I'm going to refresh page.
Oh, yeah, that's the best thing you can do for a stream is refresh. Oh, please, as long as you don't have dead air. Do what you want. It's probably because you didn't use a trigger warning.
Tristan, fuck off.
Oh, why don't you fucking do your damn show? You're on.
Am I, though? Okay. I want to apologize to everybody for everything that just happened just now.
Oh, goodness gracious. Isn't there a guest coming on?
There's no guest.
Oh.
Why are you interjecting?
I don't know. Well, hey, who's watching?
Nobody's watching right now. I'm just...
I know that. It's fun to wishful thinking, I guess. I don't know. I just don't want dead air for you. As a producer, we do kind of have to take a stance against dead air. So you gonna do your show or what? You're on.
I guess so. But God damn it, my computer's acting out like crazy.
Hey, what were the numbers in New Hampshire? Did you see them? I know I didn't.
Okay, numbers in New Hampshire.
Of course Trump won, but it's actually pretty close. I don't know. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Nah. It would have Nikki Haley might have been able to make a comeback like halfway.
Oh, it's just New Hampshire. Iowa was better.
Halfway. Yeah, I mean, no, she didn't. It wasn't better then. She's in second place now. No, she got third place in Iowa.
I remember Iowa when I lived there back in 2016. So watch. I'm not saying anything for or against the broad. I'm saying watch out for her. That's what I've been saying since day one. I'm not even a fucking Republican. Watch out. That's been my stance from day one.
Uh-huh. So my B-roll just fucked up, so yeah, might as well share the results.
Did you pay the StreamYard bill?
Yeah, now can you...
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, so her numbers are...
silence is golden.
Her numbers are... Yeah, no, she's 43% behind. There's no way that she would have... It would need to be like at, 30 more precincts reporting left. Just in terms of my own fucking math in my mind.
Yeah, she's not going to win it. But, warm up to her, and she's here to stay. I know that much.
Yeah, so the AP already called it for Trump, and usually when the AP calls something, I'm not speaking it.
Like, remember when Michael Jackson died? They called that, yeah.
It's like I don't believe that I like the AP. I don't like the AP too much. I like them enough. I think they're credible enough.
Yeah, same.
And so anyway, where was I though? Yeah, it was
AOC.
Yeah.
Something to do with AOC. God, I haven't heard.
What do you think of AOC?
Well, I don't like how she puts on that thick, I'm a New York City chica sort of accent, and then, I think we need to diversify, whatever. I always thought she was a phony. I'm not sitting down. I'm the producer.
Uh-huh.
The producer has to stand.
Oh, shut up. All right, I am going to re-upload my B-roll, because that has been my most, the thing that I fancied the most is my B-roll. So, I'm not going to let my stupid computer deny me my B-roll. There we go.
I'd say she's a very public stance and private stance sort of politician. I've been sick of that for years.
So, the person who called out AOC at this event, she was saying that Biden's actions in Gaza, and these are Biden's actions. Netanyahu is a proxy, but the state of Israel will not exist without the United States' endless funding. And so there you go. The discussion expanded at this event to include incidents like the skunk gas attack on Palestinian protesters at Columbia University, with the emphasis on the role of journalism in bringing attention to such events. A critical point was raised regarding AOC's attempt to rationalize the disconnect many Democrats feel with Joe Biden. The person who was calling this out questioned the efficacy of such coping mechanisms, especially when AOC stated that she doesn't associate herself with what's happening in Gaza while endorsing Biden. The conversation challenged AOC to act on her initial promise of having an quote-unquote adversarial political relationship within the party. The discussion also touched upon the unhealthy trend of personalizing political leaders, as AOC tried to make the argument in rebuttal to these very compelling points, in my opinion. But, you know, in my view, she was drawing parallels with celebrity idolization. However, inconsistency was noted when the podcast host likened Trump to an alcoholic stepfather and Biden to a comforting grandfather, contradicting AOC's earlier sentiment about avoiding personal associations with political figures. It was a podcast host who called out the AOC at that event. I'm not sure who. I forget who that was, actually. But that did happen. I saw it. For as much as you'll take my word for it. A significant portion of the conversation criticized AOC's silence on issues such as the Palestinian crisis and the alleged rigging of the Democratic primary. And the speaker argued that endorsing Biden without addressing these concerns makes her very much complicit in the ongoing events. This circles back to this initial viral clip, and concluded by hinting at the upcoming discussion on these New Hampshire primary results that have just, have blown me away. I really thought, Nikki was, I didn't think she was going to win, but thought she was going to lose by way more than she did today. So, there go my expectations. So,
don't ask my expectations.
Shocking details have emerged regarding the potential origins of COVID-19. A collection of documents obtained by Emily Kopp and the U.S. Right to Know outlet has unveiled plans by both American and Chinese scientists to bioengineer COVID viruses in Wuhan. These documents, specifically meeting notes and early drafts of a proposal from the year before the COVID era, really started, outline the intention to engineer coronaviruses with similar properties to SARS-CoV-2, including a furin cleavage and other really harrowing aspects. The proposed research involved the use of new reverse genetic systems to engineer live viruses with novel backbones. The scientists aimed to design viruses with features similar to SARS-CoV-2, even seeking clearances for testing on these specific features. The documents reveal a focus on engineered spike proteins and the generation of synthetic viruses in 6 pieces, with particular interest in features that made SARS-CoV-2 highly infectious to human cells. This really delves into the technicalities of these documents, highlighting the significance of features like the furin cleavage site and receptor binding domains in SARS-CoV-2. The proposal, known as the diffuse proposal, was led by, you know him, you hate him, EcoHealth Alliance President Peter Daszak, but did not receive funding from DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. While the proposal was rejected, the obtained document shed light on the research interests of scientists closely associated with the Wuhan Institute of Biology. This really emphasizes that the existence of such a proposal provides a background provides background evidence supporting the very likely possibility of COVID-19 84 being lab made. These documents indicate a relatively low cost of the proposed research.
So how much in COVID?
Making it accessible even without the sought-after millions in funding. The discussion further touches on DARPA's concerns about viral engineering work and the possibility that the research may have continued independently. The pressure on scientists at the Wuhan Institute of Biology to produce results, as is mentioned, suggesting the potential pursuit of the ideas outlined in the proposal. This really, this is really a smoking gun, in my opinion. In relation to restriction sites, areas in viral genomes that can be sliced in the lab. The significance of this finding requires further investigation and actual scientific debate, not the science debate. Scientific debate. Drop your dogma. Absolutely. Religious dogma is fine when it comes to religion, but wasn't science supposed to be about questioning claims that are made by officials? From the beginning of civilized governance, we've had Christian institutions being the heads of government. Now we have in the United States federally. I don't think it should be statewide, state-based, but federally. A restriction of church and state. But back then it was the scientists who questioned the edicts of the governing religious officials of the time that ran the state and the church. And but now no, we cannot question these things. No. So in summary, these recent revelations provide a glimpse into a proposal to bioengineer bioengineer coronaviruses in Wuhan, raising questions, and damning questions about the origins of COVID-1984. In the latest updates on the legal battle involving Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis, she is facing accusations of impropriety for allegedly hiring her romantic partner, Nathan Wade, as the special prosecutor in the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump. The controversy, deemed as Willis is accused of having an affair with Wade, who is currently involved in divorce hearings. Willis was scheduled to give a deposition in Wade's divorce case, but it has been delayed until Wade himself is questioned about Willis's role in his divorce. During a recent hearing, Willis's attorney argued that she couldn't be deposed due to her busy schedule dealing with Trump's election interference case. However, the presiding judge seemed unconvinced and interrupted Wade's attorney, questioning whether Willis lacked unique personal knowledge that couldn't be discovered in other ways, but also incredulous at the explanation for Willis's refusal. This discussion emphasizes a political, I would call it a distraction in a way, yeah, but
a what?
A distraction in a way, caused by these allegations. With some arguing that while the accusations made against Willis are concerning, now I think this reasoning is bullshit. But they say that this doesn't change the quote-unquote merits of the case against Trump. But if you're gonna levy a case this big against someone this big, you should make sure things are clean for you. And this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So a legal analyst, Ellie Mistel, points out that even if Willis and Wade were removed from the case, the state of Georgia would still pursue it with different prosecutors. Now, if that's the case, let's do it now. Well, this Misty argues that Mistil argues that Willis represents the state, and her actions, while questionable, should not derail the entire prosecution. Your lover shouldn't be prosecuting a former president, Mrs. District Attorney. Sorry. The judge heard details of the affair, the accusations of misconduct, and the financial aspects of Wade's involvement in the case. The judge's skepticism during the hearing and Willis's attorney's argument about her busy schedule are discussed as factors to this unfolding situation. But this case is already over because they did not start it out with a prosecutor that could get the job done. So, there is an acknowledgement that the case may proceed with new prosecutors if necessary. And I guess that's good. The potential delays and challenges arising from these developments are noted, but the overall impact on the prosecution's merits is debated, at least according to Wade's attorney, Willis's lover. So, in conclusion, the ongoing legal drama involving Fani Willis, Nathan Wade, and the accusations of impropriety adds a layer of complexity to the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump. The discussion navigates through the legal intricacies, the judge's response, and the broader implications for this dead-in-the-water prosecution. Vivek Ramaswamy for VP. Some New Hampshire.
Hell no, he already dropped it. Oh, you can't. You couldn't even say it with a straight face. You know damn well. You know damn well it's going to be Nikki Haley.
Oh no, I hope not.
I know you do. Which will make it even better when it happens.
Hear no evil, see no evil. Be gone, Nikki.
Oh, shit.
Be gone.
Hey, don't we have a phone line to
A phone line?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you. Starting this episode, we're gonna have a phone line.
I wish.
No, we have. You have a
Shut
phone.
up.
Phone.
Shut
But
the
it's
hell up.
602-696.
Shut up.
You're right.
Uh-huh.
No, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, is anybody watching? Is anybody even watching?
No.
Oh, well, then we can have a phone line. Hell yeah.
I mean, that's just a thing. You need a... just shut up.
I don't know.
Now let me finish this segment.
Oh, God. Oh, we're in this... Okay. Okay. Knock yourself out.
Vivek Ramaswamy for VP. Some New Hampshire voters seem to believe that it's the best case scenario. Best case scenario, aka pipe dream. According to recent polling data, Ramaswamy is leading with a potential pack of vice presidential picks at 28%. And don't take too much of that, Tristan.
Oh, no, I already... Oh, God.
Give it back.
Yeah, ahead of you. It's right there. Yeah. You actually got a bigger bowl.
Oh, shut up.
Why don't you? You're the one podcasting.
Uh-huh. I have to restart that because I had to say that.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, well, Vivek Ramaswamy.
Vivek Ramaswamy for VP. Some New Hampshire voters seem to believe that it's a best-case scenario. According to recent polling data, Ramaswamy is leading the potential pack of vice presidential picks at 28%, with Tucker Carlson, Kerry Lake as his closest competition for Trump's vice president, polling at just 9%.
Kerry Lake's running?
She's running for U.S. Senate.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't mind that either.
So these numbers were even higher for a potential Ron DeSantis vice presidency with Ramaswamy at 31%. The polling data suggests that Ramaswamy has gained significant support among voters, positioning him as a potential vice president candidate. However, the data collectors that these results may align more and more with online sentiments among certain groups of people who admire figures like Ramaswamy, Carlson, and Lake. The discussion touches this discussion.
Lake 2024.
Oh, shut up.
Oh my God. Shit.
This discussion touches upon other VP candidates, including, in the doomsday scenario, Nikki Haley, maybe Tim Scott. Despite Ramaswamy's endorsement of Trump for president, the collectors of this polling data express skepticism about his likelihood as a VP pick. So as focus shifts to Tim Scott, who is considered a more plausible candidate, with Trump acknowledging his engagement during a recent event. The data also explores other names in the list, such as Kari Lake, who is running for Senate in Arizona, and highlights the controversies surrounding her and other candidates. And let's stop calling Kari Lake a potential for Trump's VP, because she's running in the same election cycle, the same election cycle that Trump is. And so it's just unproductive, and it serves to muddy the waters, in my opinion.
Don't you miss the days when Kari Lake and Donald Trump were TV stars? Those were the days, weren't they?
They still are.
Then
fuck off. So, this suggests that, some candidates may not align with Trump's priorities, or may have faced challenges in previous elections with regards to their, viability as his number two. So the overall tone, of this all, really emphasizes for me the dynamics of selecting a vice presidential candidate, taking into account factors such as popularity, political alignment, and controversies detracting or adding to your campaign's viability. So there were, with this data, there were no insights into how different candidates may or may not fit into Trump's political agenda, especially considering the significance of the 2024 election for the Republican Party. And so, in further news,
long live the GOP.
Oh, shut up. So, in recent news, it would turn out there has been some Israeli polling. A quote-unquote majority of Israelis expressed support for a potential demilitarized Palestinian state contingent upon the release of all hostages held since October 7th. I call them prisoners, not hostages. The time, hey,
all's fair in love and war, isn't that right?
I mean,
they'd be prisoners if it was Palestine. I know that much.
I know, right? And so the Times of Israel reports that 51% of respondents favor a deal involving the release of the remaining prisoners, leading to Saudi Arabia normalizing relations with Israel and Jerusalem, consenting to the eventual establishment of a quote-unquote demilitarized Palestinian state. I hate to break it to you, but you're not a state if you're not allowed to have a military.
Oh, yeah, look at Korea.
Hamas is not a military, people. I mean, they live in a concentration camp. Gaza is an open-air prison, in fucking Jimmy Carter's words. And, It's it's sickening that they're
May he
using
rest
the
in
word
peace at some point.
demilitarized, in my opinion. It's absolutely fucking sickening. So, this week, family members of the prisoners taken on October 7th stage a protest at the Israeli parliament, the Knesset, urging the release of their loved ones. Approximately 20 people disrupted the Knesset meeting with chants demanding freedom for the hostages, freedom for the hostages, and demanding, there were interviews done with these people who stormed the Knesset, saying that they blame Netanyahu for all the events that transpired, for the disposition of their loved ones. So additionally, the Netanyahu government has proposed a hostage release deal that would pursue a quote-unquote pause in conflict in Gaza for 2 months, and then significantly reduce the number of IDF fighters deployed in the region. And that's just a non-starter, I'll just tell you. A recent no confidence motion against Prime Minister Netanyahu failed, receiving only 18 votes in support. To discuss these developments, to discuss these developments in Israel, it really delves into the practicality of the proposed deal, the political landscape, and the broader context of this conflict. And which leads me into Larry Summers, an economist, an Obama administration alum, and former Harvard president. He penned a harsh critique of Harvard University over the weekend. A lot of these Obama alums, you have that one guy, who was caught on video harassing this falafel dealer.
Yeah, I remember
calling that. Muhammad a pedophile.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you can say so many things about a fucking Jew. I'm sorry.
You have, haven't you? Yeah. What are some of those?
Okay.
Oh, shut up, Mel.
They have this thing called oral right. If you're gonna call Muhammad a pedophile for marrying Aisha at 9 and
oh my God,
consummating the marriage at 12, we need to discuss oral right. Okay? Let's discuss oral right.
If any podcasters are looking for a producer, I am open.
Let's discuss oral right. It's not too common among the Muslims to be marrying what's considered a child by modern standards now. Okay? It's not really too common now. But when it comes to these Hebrew institutions, they be doing this oral right. And what it is, they take their little knife, they do the slicing, and then they do the sucking of the baby. Tell me that's not sicker, please. I'm waiting.
Wait, slicing of what? What were you talking about?
They're Oscar Mayer.
They're Oscar. What are you? Wait, they're.
Okay, go away. I'm talking about Larry Summers, who expressed a loss of confidence in Harvard as a place where Jews can thrive, attributing to this controversial appointment of a Harvard professor to lead a anti-Semitism task force. The professor, despite being a Jewish scholar, has drawn controversy for seemingly supporting the view that human rights abuses exist in Gaza as human rights abuses as conducted by the Zionist government. Meanwhile, at Columbia University, a Palestinian Justice student organization claimed two Columbia students, also members of the IDF, used a chemical weapon on peaceful pro-Palestinian protesters during a demonstration. The substance, known as skunk, is reportedly developed by the IDF and has been used in the West Bank. The Columbia Spectator provided comprehensive reporting on the incident, revealing details about the alleged attack and its aftermath. The discussion on these developments also touches upon Larry Summers' return to the spotlight, referencing his past controversies at Harvard. The report highlights the skunk story, emphasizing the gravity of the situation where chemical weapons were deployed against students. The lack of mainstream media coverage, I have to absolutely criticize. It draws my attention to the importance of reporting such incidents. The audience, all around this country, the people who watch podcasts or the people who still watch mainstream media, is encouraged by me, just bullshitting fucking podcaster over here, as well as Supreme Governor of the Church of Arizona. I
prefer bullshit podcaster.
Well, you know what? I'll take both.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. I encourage people to read more about the Columbia University incident in the Columbia Spectator for more additional details and updates, more so than I can just conjure up here. These events at Harvard and Columbia University underscore the complex and sensitive nature of issues surrounding identity, free speech, and violence on college campuses. Larry Summers' critique adds another layer to the ongoing discussions about inclusivity and differing perspectives. This incident at Columbia, involving the alleged use of chemical weapons, demands thorough accountability. The asymmetry in media coverage, where certain incidents receive more attention than others, raises questions about priorities and the narratives that dominate public discourse. It is crucial for the media to provide comprehensive coverage, even though they won't. But media comes and goes as humanity evolves, in my view. And so, with that, I do say that the media, as media grows and evolves, must provide comprehensive coverage of all incidents, ensuring that acts of violence, really regardless of their nature, are scrutinized and addressed. And so, as we slowly unfold, it becomes evident that universities must navigate a delicate balance between fostering diverse viewpoints and maintaining a safe environment for all students. The role of the media in shedding light on such incidents is paramount. And platforms like this one are going to play a crucial role in addressing these issues and encouraging an open dialogue. Sayonara, I had a great time today. Now you must do it.